Before starting our quantum mechanics, it may be useful to remind ourselves of some of the mathematics we will need. This whole discussion of background mathematics is entirely optional as far as our quantum mechanics course is concerned. This material is here if you want to use it. There are quizzes to be taken and problems to be solved, and we will show you whether you got those right or wrong, but the grades in those are entirely just feedback to you. They don't form any part of any course grade. Do you have to work through this section? If you've taken one of the more mathematical science or engineering subjects at college or university level, most likely you will have seen all of this mathematics. You might want to look through it quickly to see if you've covered all of this background before. This might also remind you of a few things that maybe you've forgotten. It will also show you all the notation and the mathematical terms that I'm going to use in the quantum mechanics class itself. If it's been a while since you looked at or used that college level mathematics, then you may want to work through the material in more detail to make sure you're back up to speed. If you're not sure you have all the mathematical background, working through this material will show you what you need and what you might want to work on. Now, the material here is not meant to be a substitute for studying the necessary mathematics. It is only a review. It does, in principle, introduce everything beyond high school mathematics that you would need. But if you find that there's more than maybe 20 or 30% of this that you've not worked through in previous courses, you might want to take some time to study that mathematics. Ideally then, you would be working with some other more tutorial resources, such as other college level mathematics textbooks, or ideally, actual mathematics classes. Now, quantum mechanics is sometimes presented as being a very mathematical subject. And it is indeed true that many aspects of quantum mechanics can only be well defined using a mathematical vocabulary. However, you may be glad to hear that the mathematics of quantum mechanics is actually not harder than that found in many other science and engineering subjects. And in some ways, it's actually quite a lot easier than the mathematics in various other areas of science and engineering. Now, I'm going to start with some really quite elementary mathematical ideas, but I will move quite quickly through these to the more advanced topics like calculus and matrix algebra that we will need to know to work with quantum mechanics. Now, again, though we need those more advanced topics, the good news is that we don't need them at quite the very advanced levels that sometimes you need in other subjects. Generally, with the mathematics for this course, it is the concepts of the mathematics that are most important, not the ability to perform very complicated manipulations or algebra.